Okay, y'all might not like my feed today. You might want to stay away from my page today because I'm gonna be on tough love all day long. Listen, because I'm so tired of hearing people say this. I think that can you pray for me? Can you listen? Nobody can have a relationship with God for you but you. I can pray for you all day long. I can read scriptures to you all day long. I can talk to you about my experiences all day long. I can do all of that. I can lay hands on you. I can throw a gallon of holy oil on you and pray over you. But until you yourself decide that what you seek, that your healing is worth you taking the time and making the sacrifices to develop a relationship with God for yourself, you're not gonna move. I have so many times where I look back in my life and I realize that I was going to people and I was expecting that their relationship with God would be enough for me. I was expecting that they could say a couple of prayers for me and that God would move on my behalf because of their prayers and petition. That's not the way it works. People can pray for you, yes. Does God hear the prayers of other people for you? Yes. Does God hear people making petition for you? Yes. But ultimately, what God is looking for is He's looking for you to come and find Him. He's looking for you to have a relationship with Him on your own. You can't be in a relationship with somebody else for somebody else, right? You can't be dating somebody for somebody else. You have to have your own relationship with God. You have to go through some things and develop a trust with God and develop a relationship with Him and a repertoire with Him that says, God, I know you and I've seen you show up in my life and I've been through this and you brought me through that, so I know who you are. You have to personally develop that relationship with God. I have to say that for years I depended on other people. I would go to somebody and ask for prayer and I'd feel better for a little bit and then something else would happen, and I would go to somebody else and ask for advice and something else would happen, and I would go to somebody else and say, can you teach me about this? Can you show me some scriptures on this? And they would share a word and then I'd go away and then something would happen and I'd come back. You will forever be seeking in other people if you don't take the time to find it in God for yourself. I'm sorry, but a lot of the things that I went through in my life, nobody could make that better but me. And it took me being at rock bottom and having nobody to run to. Sometimes you wonder why people are not answering your phone calls when you're calling. You wondering why they're not responding to your text messages. God will shut down everything around you. He'll shut off people from you so that you have no choice but to run to Him. And that's what He had to do with me, because I was so accustomed to depending on everybody else praying for me and speaking encouragement into me that I never took the time to go find it in God for myself. So I was always forever going through something, never being quenched, never catching healing, never really getting a true understanding on the inside of me of who God was. And then I was wondering why I didn't seem to have strong faith and wondering why I didn't know how to walk in my authority, because I never took the time to cultivate it. I never took the time to go to God and say, God, you know what? I really want to call my friend right now, but what do you have to say? I never took the time to build that relationship with God for myself. And so you wonder a lot of times why it is that you're going through things and it seems like people encourage you and then you're right back to being discouraged a day or two later. Is because people can get a revelation for themselves and share it with you as a testimony, but nobody can get a revelation of who God is in your life for you but you. All that, well, I try to talk to God and I can't hear from Him. You're not listening hard enough. We try to build a relationship with God and think that if God don't respond to us within 2 to 3 business days that He's not listening. God hears you just like He hears me. The question is, are you able to listen to Him? Are you willing to put the time in to hear Him back? People come to me and they say, oh, it seems like how do you hear from God? Because I be quiet and I listen. And I don't think that just because God didn't answer me when I wanted Him to answer me, that He's not listening. I know that God hears me because the Bible tells me that. So because I have a relationship with Him for myself, I don't have to go to other people saying, can you encourage me, or can you re-encourage me today because the encouragement that you gave me yesterday wore off. Y'all, that's the beauty of having a relationship with God, is that all of the things that you're looking for, the encouragement, the faith, the strength to keep fighting, you keep running to other people from it. But if you would take the time to build that relationship with God, you would find out that you actually have it on the inside of you. all the crying I used to do, and I would wonder why, well, such and such just encouraged me today, and I'm already feeling like it wore off. It's gonna wear off because you're not getting that from the everlasting source. You're getting it from people who have lived it. Stop trying to steal other people's experiences and the strength that they built from their own experiences. I've been through some things. I've been through some horrible things, and that is the reason why you see favor on my life, and that's the reason why I can be faithful through hard times, and I can pray even when I don't feel like it, and I can say, Lord, I don't like what's going on right now, but I'm going to trust you anyway. The only way that I can get through the things in my life that I face is because I've been through so much that I took the time myself to go build a relationship with God. I took the time to be broken, to embrace the process. Is it hard? It's absolutely hard because God is not physically here with us, and so we think that because God is not physically standing next to us, speaking to us, that we're not in communication with him. I'm in communication with God when I'm driving my car and I'm praying and I'm like, Lord, I can already feel I'm on 10 today. Calm me down before I get to work. And God will bring a scripture to my mind. I'm in communication with God when I'm frustrated and my bills are past due. And I'm like, Lord, I need you to make something happen because I don't know what I'm going to do. And he reminds me that he tells me that he will provide for me. You have to know God for yourself, because if you know him for yourself and you know what he says he'll do for you, that's where that constant feed of encouragement and strength and faith comes from. Because if you don't know God and all you're doing is running to other people who do know God, yeah, that's great. You're supposed to be able to seek encouragement and counsel from other people, but other people can't have faith for you. And other people can't go to God asking for your healing for you. Other people cannot be broken down and built up for you. I can't go to God and say, God, my friend is so broken. Will you heal her? I'm coming on her behalf, and I want to build a relationship with you for her. No, God is going to say, that's great. And I hear you asking for help for your friend, but go tell your friend that she needs to come talk to me. Go tell your friend that she needs to come and get on her knees before me and tell me how broken she is. Go tell your friend that I want to be the one she's communicating with and leaning on and depending on. That's the problem, is that people, you become dependent on people because you don't want to take the time to do the work that it takes to get to know God. But if you would just do that, you would find out that a lot of the peace that you're looking for, a lot of the faith and the strength that you're looking for, you'll find that in him. But if you keep running to people because you don't want to, because you want to ask God for something, but then you're like, well, I'm afraid of what he might take from me, so I'm gonna go ask such and such to pray for me. That's not gonna help you. Run into people. Can you read me scriptures? Can you do this? It's great that you have people in your life that uplift you, but are you uplifting yourself? Are you encouraging yourself? Are you praying and fasting and believing for yourself? Because other people can do it for you all day long, but if you're not doing it for yourself, ultimately it's not going to happen for you. You're going to stay still. You're going to stay stuck exactly where you are because you yourself are not taking the time to go before God and say, God, I love you. I trust you. I believe you. I need you. And that's exactly what he's looking for.